Do you think we deserve to win today?
Well, deserving. I would say to you tonight, it was a performance beyond what anybody would have imagined. But I was always confident that we were going to win. I think if you were to look back at them, when we played them originally, going back some at the beginning of the season, we should have won, and we didn't win because at the time the manager was new, tactics wasn't understood, and therefore we failed because of our only kind of ineffectiveness. Tonight, I was always confident that we were going to win. Tonight, again, I would say, like I said to you on the last occasion, what do we start with? Torreira, midfield. Create a defensive wall. I knew, and I was always positive that we were going to win. Now, I would say one thing I have to say, still tonight we made mistakes. There were opportunities within the first 10-15 minutes where we should have buried that game 2-0 and we did not. But having said that, I think when you look at the overall performance, Lacazette tonight was absolutely stupendous.
Was you surprised that he was taken off? Because I was.
No, I wasn't. Well, surprised, but I thought that after 2-0, what you needed to do was defend the lead. So in a sense, I was not as upset as I may have been going back 2 or 3 games. And I think if you look at his own body language, his whole response to being taken off was not as, in a way, as annoying, was just not as petulant.
He wasn't upset about
No, he wasn't
being taken
upset.
off.
He wasn't upset.
But you can see he's a leader.
He's a leader. He wasn't upset because he realized that it came to the point where we needed to defend what we had.
Yes.
And that is the important thing. Now, I have been following the media for the last 2-3 days that, look at the cast of Wenger. Yes, as much as I always love Wenger, but we have to look at what is happening. What is happening, and I told you the last time, it is a work in progress. How do we do that? We do that by being resilient. And tonight we showed that resilience. Now, as much Chelsea tonight demonstrated, how many chances did Chelsea have? How many chances? That is the question that you need to ask. 2 chances. And both of those chances created nothing. So, my brother Chris, I would say to you, Man U played well, and I think what it demonstrated tonight, we said to ourselves, here it is, and that is the beauty of football.
Yes.
When there is somebody up your ass, if I may say it and excuse that phrase, then you know what you have to do is close it.
Yes. It did feel like Arsenal knew it was a must-win game with Man United chasing us, and now we're only 3 points behind Chelsea as well. Do you think we can finish in the top 4?
And I have constantly believed so. I've constantly and I emphatically and continue to believe that we are going to finish in the top 4.
How good was Koscielny tonight?
Koscielny played very well, but I saw in Koscielny that it seems to me, in terms of the physicality, this whole kind of demeanor, I am not sure if Koscielny is well, and that is something that concerns me. But he played well. His performance is well. He had that same kind of, magisterial defensive quality, and in terms of creating opportunities and directing that defensive play. So yes, but I am concerned in terms of his overall demeanor when you look at him.
So would you get rid of Koscielny?
No.
You wouldn't? Not even in the summer?
No.
No? You'd keep him?
No, he would stay.
Yeah.
The player I would get off, and I've said it before, Ozil.
Was you surprised he didn't come on at all today?
No, not at all.
Why? Why don't
Because Ozil, I believe, have not in any way imbued himself to the spirit of Arsenal.
Is it that he's done things wrong, or is it that, on the pitch, or is it that we need to get him off the wage bill?
Well, I believe with Ozil, it is a question of an overinflated ego, and what people believe he was going to bring to Arsenal, and he's never done it. He has not done it. He has not done it. There's been moments, but football is such, and to me, is when I go to work in the morning, regardless of how I feel, I produce the same. Because there are people who are dependent upon what I do in order to, achieve whatever they wish to achieve, to move on with their lives. So for me in Ozil, 350 grand, I do believe that was the mistake of Arsenal.
Yeah.
And it created, here we have a situation where you have, Ramsey, who is likely to be leaving in the summer, yet is playing every game. Ozil, very much, but that's all right. That's a Tottenham supporter.
They have to get in anyway
They will have to
can.
get in, but never mind.
Yeah.
We know what will happen to them. But coming back to Ozil, I do believe that what is happening is we need to dispense of Ozil.
Yeah.
And I can understand why it is that presently there is a reluctance by the owner to say, well, listen, how much more should I put into the club? Where do we go? Right? I'm disappointed.
So
I'm
you
disappointed
understand
because
why
I believe
there's
Ramsey should be there. Ramsey should be there.
So you understand why there's a lack of funds right now in this January
Well, I do
transfer
understand.
window?
I do understand because I believe you cannot have a player on 350k on a week.
Well, it's 350.
If you're going to look for the players, those are the players who are going to look for what is going to be, a salary structure
Okay,
that is going to be comparative to what Ozil is earning.
Okay.
And when you have a man sitting on the bench for the last 3-4 games not producing, then what do you say?
So
But-
what would you do if you was the Arsenal manager? Because no one's interested in him. But if he's not playing, how is anyone going to be interested in him?
Well, I do believe in sometimes in this life it is a question of what you have to do is diminish the value.
Yeah,
And by diminishing the value is not playing him.
yeah,
And by not playing him, it means that his rating, his call in terms of what he believes he can demand in terms of, comparative to 350 is unlikely to be there.
yeah.
And I do believe he would accept less. I would much rather have kept them, Ramsey. Yes, I can understand, and I do believe, unfortunately, Welbeck needs to go because I do believe coming back from Man U, at the time, we took him, but he's never been able to produce. And as much as I like him on the occasions he's been there, he has never been able to demonstrate and never pay back what and believe and reach the capacity indeed, nor his potential. So, but with Ozil, I think we need to move. I said to you the last time, Ozil is a distraction.
Yeah.
And he continued to be a distraction in Arsenal's team.
Yeah, there was
So-
more talk about Ozil this week than the actual game, and this was a very big
Well,
game. In our
I
season.
think it's similar to Brexit. There's more talk of Theresa May and looking at what what Corbyn may have done. But Corbyn being an Arsenal supporter, that I am proud of him. So we have to understand the dynamics of that. So it is not really about where it is and where a person is moving. We have to look where the failures are and the person's incapacity to move forward and to understand what is happening around them. So Ozil need to leave.
Yeah.
I would say
are you-
let him go in the summer.
Are you happy about tonight's performance?
Oh, stupendous, beautiful. Tonight's game will be watched. It will be watched. Last week was not watched, but tonight will be watched, Chris.
Thank you, Steve. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.